was saved 2 years ago. Before that, I was in Sydney. I was a bikie. I've done 10 years jail, stabbed in jail, been shot at. Before that, I was on the streets. I had a broken home. I was sexually assaulted as a child. So through my whole life, there's been a lot of struggles, and I got through my life by saying that God wants me here for a reason. I wasn't a Christian. I didn't know the gospel. I didn't know anything about that. All I knew is God wanted me here for a reason. I used to think I was going to be famous, singer, actor, dancer. That was my thing, and that's how I survived on the streets. I was in a car accident. I should have died when I was 15, stolen car. But I survived. Everyone said, how'd you survive? I said, I don't know. God wants me here for a reason. I'm going to be famous one day. So that was my go-to. Whenever something happened, I always used to say, God's got me here for a reason. As I got older, after that car accident, my mum took me back in. I was on the streets when I had that accident. I lived on the streets for 4 years, from 14 to 17, 18. Then I had a couple of kids, and I was good for a while. I just worked as a normal sort of man. At the age of 30, something happened to my daughter, and I fell into drugs bad. Ran into a few of my old mates, ended up joining a bike club. I'd sell drugs, I was on drugs, I was just out of control. So from 30 to 42, I spent 10 years in jail. First time I ever read the Bible was in jail. I just read it from front to back. I don't know why. Someone just made me read it, so I read it. I got stabbed in jail over bike stuff. All through these times, I used to pray to God in my own thing. Like I said, I didn't know the gospel. I knew Jesus was God, so I didn't know Jesus saved us. I didn't know Jesus died on the cross for us. I didn't know any of that. All I knew was there was a God, and I loved him, and he loved me. And I wanted to know more about him, but I was too scared to ask because I was too good for that. I was too hard for that sort of stuff. So I ended up getting out of jail and going to a rehab to get off the drugs. And it was a Christian rehab, and we had a pastor that used to come out and talk about God, and I was there with my wife, and one day he just said, does anyone want to be baptised? And my wife looked at me and said, let's go. So we put our hands up. Once again, I didn't know why I was doing it, but something was pushing me to do it. Then I got baptised. I come out of the water. It felt like there was a big light. I came out of the water, there was a big light. I was crying. I hadn't cried for like 15 years. And then ever since that day, I cry. I cry a lot. I don't know why I cry. When I'm at church, I cry. When there's a song on, I'm on my knees crying. Like, everything makes me cry.
Me too.
When I was at the rehab, whenever someone got baptised, I cried. They'd go under, I'd cry. And all I know is, whenever I said to the pastor, like, what's going on? Why do I cry so much? He says, God's working on your heart. And I said, well, he's going to be working for a while. And it's been 2 years and I still cry. Even at home, when a song comes on, like, my wife, she loves playing like worship, and it's just crying. So yeah, I just want you to know that God is the best. Jesus saved. What's he done? He's done so much. I got married. I never would have got married. What's he done? Well, he forgave me. Someone had to forgive me. No one else would, but he forgave me. I gave up cigarettes too 2 weeks ago. Before that, I gave up drugs. Like every drug you could think of, I was on. I lost my license for 60-something years, but I stopped. But I only stopped driving 2 years ago when I gave my life to Christ. But I lost it in 2003. So for 20 years I kept driving. That's why I lost it for so long. So I haven't been to jail for 2 years. That's the longest I've stayed out. I haven't been on drugs for 2 years. I haven't drank for 2 years. I got married 2 years ago. I won't go back to Sydney because even though I've got Jesus, I'm not silly. And yeah, like I don't know what else to say. God is great, and without Him, I'd be nothing. And with Him, I have such security, and I just feel safe every morning when I wake up. I know I'm never going back to jail. I know I'm never going to be on drugs again. I know that everything I do from now on is for Him, and I'm so happy that I'm about to cry, so that'll do. But thanks for listening.